Hi everyone, I'm using Gregory Scott's Tarot for our reading today. I'll choose some cards from Gregory Scott's Tarot and I'll also choose some from the Mary Magdalene deck as well for some extra guidance. We're on the new moon today and this is a very powerful and brilliant new moon. The moon and the sun are conjunct there in Leo at 2 degrees. Opposing this new moon is Pluto in Aquarius, also at 2 degrees, retrograding there in Aquarius. So this is giving us the opportunity to really look within at any distortions that we may have that are going out into our reality and creating an unhappiness, a conflict. Mars is sat with the South Node, and in Gemini, Uranus is just newly moved into Gemini, but also Venus. So we have Mars in Virgo, Venus in Gemini, both ruled by Mercury, who is retrograding there in Leo. So this is powerful. And also this new moon is communicating with Neptune and Saturn. So I feel there's a lot of things coming to the surface. But because Neptune and Saturn are there, retrograde in Aries, the I am, the first breath, I feel these slow moving planets, Saturn and Neptune, in retrograde are holding us while we come into the awareness of who we truly are. Venus and Mars are sat on either side of Mother Earth. Venus and Mars were said to give birth to Mother Earth. They are lovers. Venus there in Gemini with Uranus. We're being asked to speak. Gemini, communication. Mercury retrograding through Leo. We're being asked to speak from our heart, to speak our truth, not from any distortion. If we are moving into some kind of anger, to really just dip below that anger and see where we're being triggered and really sink beneath the triggers to those emotions and those feelings and ask for some insights there. So we're not constantly going in to those conversations that create conflict. Mars in Virgo in the South Node is asking us, the South Node is where we are letting go. It's the tail of the dragon, the North Node's the head of the dragon, that's in Pisces. So the Mars is the warrior and is asking us, where are we going into war with ourselves? Where are we going into war with others? Virgo is the high priestess, is the nurse, the healer. Virgo can be very analytical, rigid in thought. So we're being asked, where are we holding on to those beliefs about a person, about ourselves, that is causing us to go into war with ourselves? Because as we go into war with ourselves, we become fatigued, we become exhausted, we become drained. When we look into Pisces, where the North Node is residing, into the vastness of that ocean, into the vastness of that spiritual essence, we then start to free ourselves of the conflicts that we may have with ourselves. And Magdalena, the astronaut, is in Cancer. We've just moved through the feast day of the Magdalene, and that energy is still very potent around us. And the message that she came through was, you don't have to defend yourself. So Mars in Virgo, where are we being wrongly seen and trying to rectify that? Because that is us going into defense. We are going into that lower vibration of trying to prove our worth. Where are we going into battle with ourselves? Because thoughts of, when I look better, when I have this or that, when this happens, that's when I'll be happy. But until then, I'm unhappy. I'm in a place of uncomfortableness. Where this energy of Leo and the sun is ruling this new moon, is saying, find the joy wherever you are. Whether it is in a relationship that is testing, and to remember that everyone sees us through a different lens. No one knows us. We know ourselves. No one actually knows us. There could have been a presumption placed upon you that is not true, and it brings up a frustration. To really look at that frustration that it is bringing up, because that is a fear of being judged. So the energy of Mary Magdalene is asking us to go deep into that, to go into the gnosis, to go into the magic of the divine feminine. For eons we have been judged, and we all hold the divine masculine, the divine feminine within us. But the divine feminine as being judged for standing in her power. So look at areas where we are feeling disempowered, where we are feeling wrongly judged, and how that is hitting us, within us. Where we feel something is playing out in our lives that we've no control over, and we keep taking it into a place that is worst case scenario, jumping into the future, trying to work things out. So Mars is asking us to come within, to see where we are in some kind of battlefield, whether it is within ourselves, whether it is in our relationship with another, and to know that is karmic, that is exhausting, that will drain us of all our life force energy. Venus there in Gemini. Being able to speak from her heart, not having to prove herself, knowing that as she stays in alignment with peace, all the unconscious decisions, conversations that have been had up to this moment, when we stay in alignment with peace, we stay in alignment with higher consciousness. This is Uranus in Gemini, taking us up into that higher mind, into the vast expansion of consciousness, into the higher realms. Saturn retrograding in Aries with Neptune. Neptune is our higher self. Saturn dissolving those beliefs and those blocks and those rigid thought patterns that we have that disempower us. To dissolve them, to step in to the I am in Aries. This is the wonderful gift that we are being given. There's Ruby. And the others joining in. So, standing in the I am, being able to speak from our hearts, from our higher heart, our higher mind. And all this is about bringing our head, our heart into alignment so that we see with clarity, we see with divine truth. There's no judgment there of ourselves or others. We are able to see patterns playing out. And Mars in Virgo, maybe one time we would attach to that pattern, get upset, take things to heart because a person's in a pattern and is in a place that sees us in a distortion because of their own pain, because of their own perceptions or assumptions. Everybody sees everybody differently. So it's time to really come into that peace and let the fires of Leo transmute the old patterns, the conflicts, the going to war. Because as we move into the North Node, into Pisces, there is freedom, there is sovereignty, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the higher self, the higher octave of Venus, of unconditional love. So there is a trajectory taking place that we're moving from one state of seeing things and thinking things and feeling them into another of divine sovereignty, of divine peace. Just feel in a moment, is there anything else that's coming up? Pluto going in the backward, in the retrograde through Aquarius, asking us to allow the old to dissolve so that we can transform. into the essence of who we truly are. And this is a soul journey that has been covered and covered with layers upon layers of false beliefs that have been placed within us from children, from past lives, being led and controlled with fear. As we step into this new essence, this energy and the wisdom that we've all attained from moving from and shifting from those old ways, those false ways, we start to stand in faith and know that everything is happening for us, not against us. Even though sometimes it may feel that way, we are viewing a movie and we will project onto that movie our own thoughts and feelings, and everyone will see that movie differently. So when we can watch the movie without being triggered, we start then to take in a deep awareness, and things start to stand out to us. We don't get entangled in things. We actually take a step back and watch it all playing out without it interfering with our frequency, with our vibration. Just knowing that everyone is entitled, everyone has their own views, everyone has their own ways of being, and that's okay. We're not here to change anyone because we can't. The only people that we can change is ourselves. So this new moon, so powerful, and the lion, we're moving tomorrow. Is the day out of time. So this is when we start to shift, and Sirius, the spiritual sun, comes into alignment with our sun, and we start to receive the spiritual intelligence, gifts, codes, light codes coming through all the way up and through the Lion's Gate. So the cosmos is showing us, look at how you're feeling when you think about such a thing, or when somebody says something to you or acts in a certain way. Do we grip hold of that energy? Do we want to be right? Do we want to prove a point? Because in doing so, we bring ourselves down into a lower vibration, because everyone will see from their awareness of into us, and nothing can move that until they start to heal from their patterns and see things differently. Or do we conserve our energy? This is Mars, giving us the motivation, feeding our soul, feeding and rejuvenating our spirit, and motivating us to move from the constraints of the old ways of being, fearful of stepping out into that ocean of awareness of Pisces, where we are free. Virgo is an earth sign. Pisces a water sign. So we're moving from this earth sign into this expansion of consciousness. Earth and water, when they come together in perfect alignment, produce growth, powerful and beautiful growth of enrichment, of coming together as the soul, the spirit, the physical body, flowing with grace through life. And this new moon is gifting us that, to be able to dissolve the fear in the fires of Leo. And Leo represents the lion. And, you know, a lion doesn't have to prove itself. It's full of confidence. It doesn't have to do anything to appease anyone. And this is the energy that's coming in. It's that strength and that courage of the lion, of the lioness. And as I'm speaking of the lioness, Archangel Ariel stepping in, reminding us of our manifestations, that when we manifest from a pure place, it will come into being as we move through our path. Everything we place outside of us, the universe brings back to us. The cosmos brings back to us. And again, this is Saturn retrograding in Aries. Have you learned that what we give out to someone, the cosmos will bring it back to us? And I'm just seeing the scales of justice as we move through our life in awareness. Those scales become balanced, and we become in equilibrium, we become balanced. So nothing outside of us knocks us out of alignment. It's only our perception and our emotions and our false beliefs that knock us out of alignment. When we're in that equilibrium, we know we can't do anything about the outside world, about anyone. We can be there to support and love, but we can't change anything. We can't change what's going on in the outside world. We can't change anyone around us. And as soon as we go within and start to feel the joy that this new moon is bringing us, gifting us as a beautiful energy download, activating that joy that's already within us. We don't have to wait till this happens or that happens before we feel happy, before we feel healthy. We can start to feel it within us. Even if we have to dig deep, ask, please bring something that's going to bring some joy within me, to activate the joy that's already within me. And that's what the universe will bring. That's what the angels will bring. And pretty soon you'll see that you're giggling, you're feeling very light-hearted, and that lifts your frequency, that lifts your vibration. So we are being asked to choose on this new moon. What are we going to give birth to? Are we going to give birth to the old and carry on in that mundane, same thing, same relationship, same outcomes, or are we going to give birth to new, to the awakening of our true self that is free to choose from our heart, being aware of how it is affecting the people around us, but not then stifling ourselves to appease everybody and to live up to other people's expectations. Just making sure we're doing things in alignment. And as we do, and as we move through this time from the day out of time, the galactic new year, the planetary new year that we're moving through in the next few days, into the Lionsgate where the light is building now. It is becoming potent. So bringing up anything that is not of that light, and for us to really just let it go. Don't take things to heart. Know that wherever we are in any given moment, to breathe in the connection of higher consciousness and know that everything is going to be okay. Call on it. If it's a situation where we're in conflict, call on Archangel Raguel to help with that conflict, or where we are feeling we are being misjudged, where we are being judged and people are not seeing the truth of who we are, asking Archangel Raguel to come in and to bring in some divine intervention. And what happens is people don't change, but we do. And as we change, and everything changes around us. So this is what the planets is, all the planets in retrograde. And Chiron goes into retrograde on the 28th of July in Aries. So we're just being asked to go within, to surrender, not try and understand why we're feeling, how we're feeling, not try and understand anybody in the outside world or what's going on there, to just go within, feel what's coming up, take a breath, move our bodies, using breath work, going out into nature, which is so magical at this time, allowing those feelings, and just a 10-minute walk with a certain intention before you go for the walk of, I need some clarification on this. And as you start your walk, you will get that clarification, and you'll come back like, there's not a problem there. There's not a problem. With the awareness, I can't fix this. All I can do is go within and keep tending to my inner environment with higher consciousness. So that will bring our whole reality into that higher awareness and consciousness. And it happens in such magical ways that everybody receives an epiphany. Things start changing because we have changed. So this is a pure and magical time for us to let go of what doesn't make us happy. There we have the Seven of Cups. The Six of Cups. Wow. And Justice. The Nine of Wands. And the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so the Seven of Cups is a card of procrastination. So much going on. Want to do this, want to do that. We've lost sight of ourselves. To start listening to the inner voice. To listen to how we're speaking to ourselves. If we are speaking words like, I'm tired, I am diagnostic of this, cancel, clear, delete. Our spirit is telling us you're worn out, you're going to be ill if you carry on doing it. To catch yourself before you have those thoughts, and know that if you're tired, rest. But rest the mind, even if we have things to do, and you know they're the words that are coming through, of tiredness, of exhaustion. Empty the mind, because overthinking, which could be a Virgo, Mars energy, overthinking, overanalyzing, going into areas that are not comfortable within the mind, exhausts, is tiring. When we keep ourselves in the moment and stop looking at everything that might need doing, stop looking at all those cups full of everything, and to focus on what is your gift, what is your passion. And if you don't know, ask to be shown, ask for something to be activated within you that is going to give you a clear vision on which way to go. And before you make any choices, feel how you would feel in that situation, and listen, because there's huge changes coming in, and they're all going to be positive. Maybe not what you have envisaged in the past. I know my daughter and myself are opening a wellness centre, and that is not what was on my radar at all. But everything has come into alignment and is taking us on this journey, and we're so excited about the gifts that we are bringing into this wellness centre. But we're only focusing on one thing at a time. And when we look back, we have manifested this without even, not in the way that we envisaged, but that's how it's come in. So this is, focus on your vision and go in the direction that makes you feel peaceful, happy, excited, because that is your journey. And so let go of, if you're getting overwhelmed with everything in the outside world, step back and just take a moment. Anything from the past is coming up. The old is coming up. Just bear with me a second.